Hey folks, Richard Evans, Paradise Tour Guy. I'm staying at the Excalibur Resort and Casino, the cheapest room in the house. Let's see how it goes. A lot of people today don't realize that the Excalibur was the world's largest hotel when it opened in 1990 with 4,032 rooms, built by the old Circus Corporation, which also built Mandalay Bay and Luxor. Excalibur is down on Tropicana Avenue and Las Vegas Boulevard, right in the middle of the South Strip. It's also very convenient to Harry Reid Airport, so easy to get to. And again, because it's right on the corner of Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard, it is very convenient to lots of other places. One thing that's not really convenient is the parking. It gets tied up in the T-Mobile Arena parking, and so you have to pay for the parking. It's $15 a day unless you happen to have one of the higher levels of the MGM rewards clubs. Now, Excalibur was designed in line with the themed resort strategies that were popular during casino builders during the 1990s. However, since 2006, most of the medieval themed statues and scenery have been removed as part of a modernization that went through. And so even though there's still quite a bit of the architecture that you see outside, almost a Disney-like sort of quality to that, as far as inside, the things as far as the murals and the suits of armor, there are some in there, but definitely much less than there used to be. But Excalibur is one of those fun places that's pretty good for kids as well as adults. It has a large gaming area, over 100,000 square feet of gaming. In fact, Excalibur holds the record for the largest jackpot ever paid. March 21st, 2003, Josh Ford from LA hit it for $39.7 million. Now the rooms, these ones tend to be just a tad on the dated side. Excalibur is the least expensive, typically, of all the MGM properties in Las Vegas. So here we have a bathroom that is decent, it's clean, it's pretty basic. Nothing really fancy about it, except, maybe the countertop there just a little bit. Everything else also is just kind of basic. It does try to do with the nightstands a little bit of an older, almost medieval theme if you look at them. But also a lot of the furniture, like this particular dresser, is banged up quite a bit and probably should have been swapped out long ago, but it's still there. It's roomy. It's roughly about 350 square feet, which is fairly decent for a hotel room. The bed, very comfortable. I enjoyed sleeping on it. One bad thing, it doesn't have a desk in these rooms. Just this little place here, which when you're on a computer as much as I have, that's tough. I did have a wonderful view of the pool, and it does have a really nice pool complex. It's a little small for 4,000 rooms. At least in my opinion. It isn't crazy fantastic like some places, but it's definitely comfortable and a nice place to spend a hot afternoon. Moving on into the entertainment options here, this is something that has also changed quite a bit over the years of Excalibur. It used to be very much a sword in the stone sort of thing. In fact, right in the front used to be a Merlin versus a sea monster / dragon show that went on several times every night. That's something that went by the wayside many years ago, but if you walk over the bridge, you can kind of see some of the guidelines that the dragon used to do. And they still have the little Merlin place, which I call it the gnome home. That still is there if you happen to come around it. Now the rest of it, you have the Tournament of Kings, which has been there forever. This is a live dinner show. Knights of the Round Table battling it out against evil, while you have kind of a medieval sort of thing where you're eating with your fingers, because hey, they didn't have forks back in those days. There's a lot of other dining options. For example, Dick's Last Resort is popular for people who are there for parties and groups and that sort of thing. They have downstairs a fairly extensive food court. They also have one of the very few buffets that's operating there. And actually, I have something to say. The buffet at the Excalibur always was considered one of the poorest quality ones. But since it's open from the pandemic, it's gotten a lot better. It's definitely not Bellagio or anything like that as far as it goes. But it's relatively inexpensive compared to the other buffets. And again, the quality is a lot better than it was a few years ago. It's worth checking out. Another one is Buca di Beppo, which is an Italian dining. Now, this is definitely group dining. Everything is served in family style. This is not a place you want to go for dinner to yourself or really even a couple. You want to have 4, 5, 10, 20 people doing it. Going on also to the entertainment-wise, a real Australian connection. They've got the Australian Bee Gees, which actually they are really, really good. I kind of like the Bee Gees. And also has the Thunder from Down Under, which is a male strip show for the ladies. They have fun. So bottom line, you have the least expensive of the MGM properties in Las Vegas. It's got fun little interesting, almost Disneyland sort of characteristics with the castle and the colors and all that fun stuff. Although it's really not quite as much as it used to be. It has been kind of downgraded some as far as the character aspects. It is an extremely good location right at the corner of Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard. The rooms, they're comfortable, a little bit basic, and in some cases they're getting worn around the edges. You're not going to be going there to spend lots of times in a hot tub or anything like that. The pool is decent and actually pretty fun, well worth the time. There are still a lot of fun little things that they have there that's just going to make things fun, whether it happens to be the knights fighting for love and glory and honor, and lots of other entertainment like the Australian aspects for the Thunder from Down Under and the Bee Gees. You've got some interesting little food combinations that are there that aren't really that pricey. They are pricey if you're talking about your neighborhood stuff, but when you're talking about Las Vegas Strip, they're reasonable as far as what it goes. And so that's kind of what you're looking at. It's a fairly decent place, not really going to hit your wallet too badly. Pretty decent stuff, and it comes, the main thing is, again, it comes at a very nice, reasonable price. So you can spend a lot more money doing the things, whether it happens to be gambling or tours or some of the entertainment aspects. You can go ahead and let it run pretty well. Now, question is, how much does it cost? So for 2 nights, it was $33 a night, but don't get too excited because there's also $35 resort fee and $15 parking. So total about $90 total. So for the Excalibur, is it worth it to you? I think it is for me, but of course it depends on what you're looking for. I'll see you next time. You're in Las Vegas.